Julia here from Awesome Healthy. I'm with Robert Lockhart, who knows everything about durians. We wanted to ask you about durians and how to pick a good durian.
With a frozen durian is entirely different than a fresh durian, as you can imagine, okay?
And most of the durians you get
all of the durians here in the mainland United States are frozen, okay? So they have been put through that process. They're all of mostly the Montong variety. You can get some Malaysian durians here, but the Montong variety is a good flesh to seed ratio, and it's a nice fruit, fresh. On the scale of 10, you'd have to rate a frozen durian about a 2, 10 being optimal, okay? So you're looking at really not the best durian. The fresh durians are generally on a scale of 10, they'd be about an 8 or a 9, you know, and they're all durians that have actually fallen off the tree when they're ripe. The durian here has been cut, and it would have been taken when it's not exactly ripe, and then frozen, and then shipped to America, irradiated, various things that they have to do through. So, and yet they still taste terrific, so you can imagine how good a real one is, you know, that you're getting fresh off the tree. There's a lot of different varieties of durian. You have Thai varieties, you have Malaysian varieties, and you have Philippine varieties, and you have Indonesian varieties. And having grown durian for many years, I had 200 trees back in Australia. In the tropical part of Australia, you can grow durian right up the northern part, and you can get durian, quite a lot of different varieties there, okay? So it's worth a trip to the east or to tropical Australia just to experience the fresh durian, okay?
I agree, and so many people do actually do that, yes.
Yes, they do. It's the king of fruits, and not for bad reasons. It's all good reasons, you know, because it's a very nutritious fruit. It falls off the tree when it's ripe. 3 or 4 days later it starts to split from the apex here, and it's easy to open with your hands. You don't have to have any special tools, although you'll often see people hacking into them with to try and break the outer covering. But these frozen ones, they're often kind of hard to open because of the fact that, as I mentioned before, they are immature when they're taken off the tree. See, this one's kind of hard to open, although I could probably open it. I'd like to show you the inside of it. We'll just see where we can go.
What about the colour? Does the colour matter at all when you pick a durian?
It does matter when you get a fresh one, yes. But these are all pretty uniform in colour, and they, as I said, these look a bit green. A fresh Montong has got a goldy, beautiful colour to it, okay? Some of them have a slight yellowy reddish tinge. Other varieties, such as in the Philippines, have a tinge which is like quite dark, actually, darkish colour. And there's 5 locules generally inside a durian, and they will split like that, and you've got the flesh inside presented to you. And it's a yellow creamy flesh which is very, very addictive once you start eating it, because it brings to mind a lot of different tastes. It's creamy, it tastes like sherry, it tastes like onions, it tastes like maybe some yogurt, or pass through a sewer. It just brings so many. In fact, it's like your taste buds all having an orgasm at once, practically. You know?
Agree. Everyone. You go to heaven, you have durian, and you're just like, whoa!
It does have quite a high, reasonably high fat content, but it's generally a type of fat which is converted directly to energy, rather than, you don't see many people that eat a lot of durian. They're not fat, they're quite lean. I personally lived on durian alone for 3 months because I had 200 trees and they were in season coming, so I didn't feel the want or the need of any other fruit for 3 months living on durian that I was growing myself.
Have you noticed that you put any body fat at all?
Not really, no, I didn't, because mainly I was fairly active on the property and seeing patients and keeping my clinic going at the same time, you know. So in its natural environment where it originally comes from, the durian is the main food of, say, the orangutan species. And there's an interesting fact about the orangutans. If the mother cannot get durian while she's nursing her little baby orangutan, that little baby orangutan will suffer. And suffers in the fact that the brain pattern, feeding on the mother's milk, which can't get durian, it cannot form a map of the forest in its brain, simply because there's something lacking in its nutritional status. Because if that's supplied with durian, that little baby will be able to form a map of the forest fruiting trees. Okay,
Incredible.
It's incredible, you know. So it shows you how diet can influence the biochemistry of your brain. And living on a fruit diet, you're providing the optimal biochemistry to provide a healthy brain and healthy thinking. Okay.
Can I ask how long have you been fruitarian for?
Yes, I've been fruitarian for 30 years almost.
Oh.
Yeah, I've been vegetarian, total vegetarian for 45 years. I'm 68 now, born in 1944, and still walking around on my hands and doing stuff and feeling good.
Would you mind to show us?
Yeah, I'll show you here.
Brilliant.
You'll have to go up there and give me some space to walk, baby.
All the space you want.
Okay.
Lectures as well.
Get up on your hands, just get the feeling going first.
Yoo-hoo! Woo-hoo! Woo! That's brilliant. So much. Amazing.
So, that's all about what durian will do for you, maybe, yeah?
Fruit. Yeah. Eat fruit for 30 years. Robert, thank you very much for sharing all this information.
Aren't you going to try it now?
And now let's share durian together.
Okay.